All right, thank you, Brett.
Okay.
Yeah, it works on the lightning. It's but it is a fast charge. No, it's not. There's not. But that's okay. You need it. You need it for your phone.
Good.
Yo, listen up, here's the story about a little guy that lives in a blue world. And all day and all night, and everything he sees is just blue. Like him, inside and outside, through his house, with the window and a two-car and everything is good for him and himself and everybody around, because he ain't got nobody to listen.
I devoured it.
Hey, Doug. Good.
You were so wrong.
Light it up.
Hey, I'm just trying to
How are y'all doing? If you guys want to go watch this, go to YouTube. What Makes Us Fire on YouTube. We're streaming on all the social media. Great on Media Meetup, benefiting Tackle22 Fishing here in Cocoa Beach, Florida. Hope y'all are doing good. I hope you guys enjoyed. Have fun. Go check out the live stream on YouTube.
With the blue little window.
Welcome everybody to the Great Mountain Meetup, benefiting Tackle22 Fishing. Just real quick, we're gonna get started real soon. So if you know somebody that's supposed to be here that's not here yet, get in here soon. We will be starting in about 5-10 minutes. So if you know somebody's supposed to be here, get them here. Refreshments in the back. Enjoy yourselves.
It would be.
Mic check 1 2. Mic check 1 2. All right, that's good. Okay.
It's about to start, everybody. Hope you guys enjoy the live. I know it's really loud, but it's because you're next to the speaker. Right here, helping Tackle22 Fishing. Right on TGL, Cocoa Beach, Florida. We are also streaming on Facebook, Twitter, or searching Facebook account. Love that you guys are here. I want to interact the whole time. Our viewers can hear their videos.
So no, right here.
So I got TikTok. Also streaming Facebook, Twitter, and
It's probably just good enough to get by.
Right there.
So glad you said that it's sexy.
Yeah.
And we don't.
We actually set it up high for a reason in case people have it. It was his idea. He saw that queen. He's like, we use that.
Perfect.
All right, that worked.
Perfect.
Oh, there you are.
Thank you. I'm sorry,
I
I'm
need another
running.
one.
Don't mess with my phone.
Punch your mic.
Come on, buddy.
You can't miss the piece. You can't miss the piece. that can fucking call, and I know he was fucking call in hand. Most people call it like that guy, but he call it. Then you have the exception like that. Shaq. Think about it.
All right, everybody, welcome to Great Londini Meetup, benefiting Tackle22 Fishing. Before we get started, before I introduce myself, before we do anything else, I'm going to invite Mr. Holybeard to come up here and give us off in prayer. For anybody that would like to join us, please do.
What's going on, guys? Let's bow our head. Let's pray. Father God, we thank you, Lord, for this beautiful day. Lord, we thank you for the very breath that's in our lungs, Lord, that we woke up this morning, God. We was next to our loved ones, and we're able to come around here of Tackle22 and these other great creators, Lord, and the positivity that they're doing out here in this world to save people's lives, Father God, and to put encouragement out there in a dark place, Lord. And Lord, we stand in that gap here this morning, Lord, to know that you are still healer. You're still Alpha. You're still Omega. You're the beginning. You're the end of all these things. And Lord, we just give it all to you. Lord, bless every person here. Lord, bless them when they leave. Bless them when they come. If they go to the waters, Lord, whatever they want to do today, bless them. In Jesus' name, Lord. You see the broken. You see the discouraged, Lord. Lord, mend up that brokenness, Father God. And Lord, you are close to the broken, Lord. Just help mend up that brokenness, that pain that they have deep down, Lord. They may not never show it or they may never say it. But Lord, just draw nigh to them, Lord, and mend up that brokenness in their life, Lord. And we give it all to you in Jesus' name. Amen.
If you don't feel alive after that. All right, everybody, welcome again to the Great Londini Meetup here in Cocoa Beach, Florida. My name is Josh. I'm a firefighter, Southeast Texas, the Houston area. I host the What Makes Us Fire podcast, and I founded the What Makes Us Fire nonprofit foundation. I'm here to show support to my boy Tackle22 over there because he helped me when we first got started. Just before we get going into everything, I was told to let y'all know we do have a few silent auctions going on. A lot of great items. All those items, if you win them, go to Tackle22 and help them go farther in their mission. So, in starting all that, there's a lot, so I have a list here to you in a second. First item starts at $25. It's a mask. It's a Great Londini mask by Skittles, and it was signed by me. So that's over there at the Great Londini table. You can go for that silent auction over there. There's also a guitar, Smith signed guitar. Over there, we have a hat by Tackle22, a hat by Holy Beards. There's some water bottles. We got a mug, water bottle by Walter Crow, a mug by Captain Jesse, a hoodie by Soldier Solutions, and, oh, this one's pretty big. How many of y'all been in Great Londini's live? Anybody? Anybody? Everybody seen that really cool setup he has in the background where it shows who gives, saying thank you, and all that stuff? Well, that program is up for auction. That program is up for auction, which means you'll be able to take it home and be just like the great Londini. It's worth it. So that one is also up for auction as well. You guys, check out all our vendor booths here. Everybody here has done something to help Tackle22, the nonprofit. Again, my name's Josh. I founded What Makes Us Fire. They wanted me to tell you a little bit about myself. I'm a firefighter, and I have battled with depression, anxiety, PTSD, something that is very, very near and dear to the 22 day that we talk about and why we're here to support. I created my nonprofit because I have my own battles as well. Just like a lot of people out here that create nonprofits, they see something that's not available, or they were looking for something and it wasn't available, so they created themselves. I tried to do that. Tackle22 is doing that. The Great Londini Movement's doing that, along with a bunch of other amazing creators here that are trying to make a difference. That's what I do. If you want to learn a little bit more, I'm not going to speak a whole lot, but whatmakesusfire.com. You guys can learn a little bit more. Moving forward, though, I do have to introduce somebody. I thought he was shorter because I've only seen him on a 3-inch screen. I thought he was puny. And then I saw him in person and realized his physical stature is a beauty. Anyway, Frank from Soldier Solutions is here. He's going to come up and talk to you guys for a little bit. Frank is a good friend of mine. Frank here is creating a business called Soldier Solutions Apparel Business. It helps our veterans. He helps get them off their feet. He employs them. He gives them something to look forward to. On top of that, he also helps them get and receive service animals through Operation Companion. This man has done a lot throughout the TikTok community with nonprofits and with building up people that he truly believes are making a difference. I have to say thank you personally to him because he has helped me, and I can't thank you enough for what you're doing. Continue to do what you're doing, and let these people know a little bit more about yourself. I'm just going to shake your hand.
I don't want to go into too much, like basically, I was trying to figure out what I wanted to really speak about, and it talked about PTSD, depression, and things like that. And the way that I always go about with that subject, that I always say is you are the best people speaking on that stuff. So I do have somebody that's coming in on my other half of the time is going to talk about that stuff. But what I wanted to really talk about is like for the last probably 8-9 months, I've been on TikTok and I've kind of been sitting back as like kind of an observer and just meeting people and seeing people and all this kind of stuff. And one of the things that I've noticed is that there's always people trying to do their own stuff. You know what I mean? I have this cause and, I have this cause and you have this cause. And I see these influencers and I come here and I see all these great, amazing, awesome people. And I'm like, can you imagine what we can do for the 22 day? Can you imagine what we do for Tackle22, Jesse, all these other causes out there? Everybody just kind of puts themselves aside and says, we're going to put the best interests of these, these charities, first. We're going to come together as kind of a fist. But the thing is, a lot of people, I always hear all the time, they're like, dang, I'm just one person. Like, what difference can I make? And I'm sitting there going, well, I'll tell you my story. I was one person 6 years ago. I used to run a very big company. I had probably 150 employees, and I hated it. It made me miserable. And I always had a passion for, the veteran community and, my friends that, that have passed on and so on and so forth. And I started that company just because my cousins at Tyler and Daniel, that own 9 Line, they were just starting to get off their feet. And I called them one day and I said, congratulations, man, you got this small building and you're making it, you got out of your garage and so on and so forth. And I said, let me help you. Let me help you to be able to accomplish your goal. If anyone doesn't know 9 Line Apparel, they build small homes for veterans down in Savannah. It's called the Tiny House Project. And it's a beautiful, beautiful thing. Anyone who's been to Savannah knows that it is accessible for homeless veterans living underneath the bridge, and so on and so forth. So they do a great thing for that. So we brought together a team, we assembled a team, and we came out the gates running. We got 9 line, helped 9 line get into their 60,000 square foot facility that they're in right now. And I sat there and I said, you know what? We can do this. I want to create something special, you know, something that we can call ours. I'm very passionate about animals. I've lost way too many of my friends, and I gave up everything I had to start my company. I put a lien against my house, and people were like, what are you gonna do? I'm like, I'm gonna sell t-shirts. And they're like, you're gonna sell t-shirts? What do you, I said, it doesn't matter what I'm selling, because when you're passionate enough about something, right, people buy you. They buy your passion. They buy, you know, what you're trying to accomplish. And we hit the ground running, and we started up Operation Companion. We joined up with a nonprofit out of Texas, which is Tackle Train a Dog, Save a Warrior, out of San Antonio. And what they do is they take rescue dogs, they parent with veterans with mental and physical disabilities. So we actually saved the veteran, and we also saved the dog at the same time. In my journey at Soldier Solutions, we never looked back. I mean, we put our head down, our blinders on, and we smoked it. We got up to almost 50-something employees. At one point, one year, we did over 1,200 events, and then COVID hit. And we did 37 events. And I'm gonna tell you one thing, that man over there, the little guy sitting there in the corner, he's one of almost 50 people that travel around the country every single day, sleeping in hotel rooms, sometimes their cars, driving 26, 28 hours, right? He camped out in Nashville, Tennessee on Broadway for almost 7 months just to keep everything going. And in 2020 was it? Yeah. We didn't lose one person and we didn't lose $1 because these guys fought. And that's why I even stand here today. It's not because of me, it's because of the people behind the scenes. But my point is this, everybody in this room are behind the scenes. You are the fighters. Right? Together, it's like a fist. Like this, you hit somebody, it's not doing much. But if we came together and everybody just understood that together we achieve more, we can change so many things on this app. We can change so many things about the veteran community. We can change so much in this world about positivity and the people, you know, that we need to surround by love. So my mission, or my point of coming up here is just to say, listen, anybody, we all put our pant legs on one at a time. We're all human. I know some people have a lot of followers, and some people have a little bit of followers. We are all the same. We're all family. It doesn't matter, no matter where you come from, it doesn't matter what you look like, it doesn't matter your background. We are all family. And family are so much stronger if we come together. And if we do that, you will watch us take that negativity out there, and we'll turn it into positivity. I know a lot of people think that this country is ran by one person. We run this country. We the people run this country. We decide how we treat each other. We decide whether this is going to be a safe place for our children to grow up in. We decide how kind we're going to be. We decide our future and what's going to happen. And, you know, I'm so blessed to be here, and I appreciate Leo having me out, seeing some great people like Boost and Holy Beards and all the rest of you guys coming out here. And I'm telling you, this is just the beginning. I'm on a mission to keep this country great, and I appreciate all you guys. So thank you so much for having me. I'm going to introduce this guy. So let me tell you something. This guy, he traveled almost 7 hours to be here. He's a veteran himself. And when I found out, they're like, oh, you have 20 minutes. I'm like, we'll sit for 20 minutes, you know? I'm like, I want 10. And I want to give this guy one other, he's not going to keep the 10, but Sean, he does so much. If you guys go on TikTok, he's a Sir Veteran guy. He's an amazing, amazing person. He's in service as well. He'll tell you a little bit about his story. He has a book out right now called Veteran Mindset 2.0, and we have been pals since day one. We talk on the phone constantly about ways that he can get better and ways that I can get better, and we have started that small thing of networking where together we achieve more. So I want you guys to give it up for Sean.
Wow, I don't even know how to follow that up, Frank. You're an incredible guy. Thank you to all of you guys that are here today. You know, I started this journey 6 years ago. 6 years ago, when my best friend took his life with suicide. I think about it all the time. Me and him served together in Fort Gordon, long story. I went to Afghanistan twice, spent my time in country, got injured, came home, got put on, ended up getting on painkillers, like a lot of veterans do, and ended up getting addicted to painkillers. And for 10 years, I struggled with that lifestyle. Struggled with PTSD, struggled with depression, told I could no longer serve in the military. You know, I lost purpose, I lost passion. I didn't know what else to do with my life. And a lot of my brothers and sisters go through this. And that's exactly what happened to my brother from Puerto Rico, Dale Guerrero. He lost his battle with suicide, just like many other veterans are doing today. So like I said, 6 years ago, I started doing research, and I was on the internet looking up, veteran suicide, mental health, all this stuff, and realized there's this big number, 22, kept popping up. I was like, what is 22? Started doing more research, started seeing all these like light up a green candle, light up a green light for 22, and found out that we're losing over 22 veterans to suicide every day. Even though if you go to the VA website, you'll find where it's only saying it's only 18 to 20 a day. That's because they're not counting every veteran. Is not they don't put every veteran in the VA statistics, because a lot of veterans don't go to the VA. So how can you count a veteran that takes his life if you don't know he's in the VA? Same thing with homeless veterans. It's crazy in this country. So the fact that Soldier Solutions and Tackle22 and all you guys are here supporting us veterans, it means the world to me. I'm very emotional right now because, like I said, I started this 6 years ago and I didn't see this kind of love. I didn't see this kind of reaction. So being on TikTok and seeing so many people raising awareness for us veterans, it's very, very emotional. And I'm just grateful for you guys. And the fact is that I did write a book called Veteran Mindset 2.0. And the reason I wrote that book is because we talk about awareness. We're here today talking about awareness, but we need to find a solution, right? We need to find a solution. And that's what that book was. It was basically to show other veterans and other people, because I don't just work with veterans, I work with spouses, I work with children, I work with multiple people that struggle with PTSD, because it ain't just veterans that are taking their life. It ain't just veterans that suffer with PTSD. But that's what my focus is towards. I believe it's all about mindset. I believe that once you start using your mindset to make change, you can change your life. You get out of the service and you realize, okay, I don't have a purpose anymore, I don't have a passion, but as soon as you start realizing that you do matter and that you do have a purpose again, you just gotta find it, you can change your life. So that's what we do, man. We work with other veterans. I own a nonprofit now called Vet Life for Life. You can actually find it on Facebook, you can find it on TikTok, all that kind of stuff, raising awareness. Just letting people know they're not alone. And what you guys are doing here today, and all these cameras that I see going on, there's probably thousands of people watching right now, showing people across the country that us veterans are not alone, that we have civilians out here that are helping us, we have patriots that are out here helping us, and I'm just grateful for all of you. I don't know what else to say. It's an epidemic. 22 veterans take their life every day to suicide. And with you guys here, and we continue to raise awareness and talk about it, and let veterans know that they're okay, do a battle buddy check. That's what saved my life. 2019, I was going to lose my battle to suicide. I was ready to give up. I was going to hang myself. I was going to just take myself out of the equation. And a battle buddy of mine kept calling me, and I didn't answer the phone. About the 5th time I answered the phone, and he was like, bro, what's going on with you, man? You know, I just have this feeling something's wrong. Because he called me, I decided to change my mind. I decided not to take my life, and I went to rehab, and I got help and all that other stuff. So I struggled for a long time. Got on social media, started telling my story, people were connecting to me. Got on TikTok, started connecting with people like Frank and other people, and it's just amazing to see so many good people here today trying to make a difference. So I am going to keep this short. I just wanted to tell my story a little bit, that I do understand that I do have a nonprofit called Vet Life for Life. I want to say thank you to Tackle22 for what they're doing. We need people like you. We need people like you guys. Let us know that we're not alone. So thank you guys for your time. Sir Veteran Guy on TikTok, and if you guys don't want to talk or mental health or whatever, I'm here. Thank you.
I did forget one thing. I came down here for a lot of different causes, obviously for the 22, but one of the things that really struck me is, and I'm going to share this with you, but I haven't told anybody about it, but I also came down here to support Jesse and his family. And a lot of people don't know this, but My kid's mom lost her 8-year-old to leukemia, and it hurt really bad. It wasn't my son, but it was kind of like my son. His name's Isaiah. He's watching right now. And one of the things that really caught me was when Jesse's dad made a post and he said, and this kind of goes with, if you're going to help somebody and you say you're going to help somebody, you help somebody. You don't give false hope to people. If you don't want to be involved, it's okay. There's so many causes out there and we understand that you can't spread yourself so thin. If you're going to promise somebody you can get on board, we need to know the army that we have behind us. And his father did a post. He said, please stop promising my son things are not coming through because it's tearing him apart. Now, these aren't big things, but I promised him 2 things. The first thing is I said I was going to make decals. They're right here, okay? Now, if you guys want one, they're $10. Every single dime goes to Jesse's family, okay? We had them produced and we had them rushed here and it's done. The second thing is I promised him one thing. Jesse, come on, look. Do you remember the letter you promised you? Do you remember? It's in there. Remember I said I was going to sign the half here? There you go. Sorry guys, that was my morning work. Hi everybody, again, Frank with Solar Solutions, Sean, the veteran guy. We talk about, we come up here, you guys come to these events and you get to talk with us. You'll see us share stories here on stage, but if you catch us out by the bar, by the pool, we're more than willing to talk to you. And if you've had a chance to even just say hi to us, you'll know that there's certain people on this app that are a character, and that's fine, but there's certain people that are honestly putting themselves out there, that are honestly being who they are for you. They're sharing their story not only for themselves, but for you. I want to go in a little bit. I didn't go into my story a whole lot because I wasn't aware that that's what was wanted to be. But I started What Makes Us Fly, my nonprofit, to help our civil service members. And when I say civil service members, that means anybody that is serving civilization, our military, our first responders, nurses, doctors, and their families. My nonprofit helps our civil service members go and get inpatient mental health treatment. And we do that by not only taking care of the treatment and the cost, that way our veterans don't feel limited by the VA. They can go wherever they want. They don't have to rely on the VA. The VA doesn't cover it, fine. What Makes Us Fly will. Not only that, I don't know how many of you are friends with first responders or civil service members, but I guarantee you, they work a lot of overtime. They have a second job, or they're trying to run their own business. That was me in 2019. I had a break. I had a chance to go into an inpatient mental health facility, but it weighed on me that I couldn't afford it. I couldn't afford the treatment, but I definitely could not afford not being at work. I couldn't put my family through that. I'm going to choose my family over me 100% of the time. Any civil service member, I can almost 100% guarantee will do the same. They're going to continue working to make sure their family doesn't suffer. That was probably the fatal blow to my mental health. About 8 months later, I had an attempt on my life. And about 4 months later after that, I resorted to self-harm. A lot of these stories that you hear about people that have made a turn, you're going to hear the story of their hitting rock bottom. Their hitting rock bottom is that story that moved them to start to change. So they share that story in hopes that when you hear it, you'll realize maybe I can start my change before I get to my rock bottom. We're trying to prevent. Frank said something and Sean said something about awareness. And awareness is amazing. It brings people, lets people know where we're at. It lets people know what we go through. It lets people know the issues that are out there. Awareness is amazing. But what's awareness without action? What is awareness without action? People like Tackle22, Londini, Soldier Solutions, and many others are trying to not only do awareness, but we're trying to bring action. Hence the nonprofits. Hence you guys supporting us. You guys are not only helping spread awareness, but you're also a part of the action. By being here, showing the support, donating, talking about us, you're part of that action. And they are absolutely right. If it wasn't for the people behind us, the people that support us, and the people right next to us, it would only be awareness. This is awareness with action. Right here. What you guys are all doing is awareness with action. So I want to say thank you to every single one of you here that came to support, to say hi, and to show love to the people that are sacrificing themselves for you to live in this country, to come to Cocoa Beach, Florida, and meet the great Londini, and Social Solutions, and Tackle22, and Ken Military Wife, and Boost Me Up, and everybody else. Those are the people that sacrifice themselves to allow you to do what you're doing today. And because you're here, you're showing support, and you're taking action. And I thank you for that. All right, that was my story. Sorry, guys. I just wanted to get through a little bit. Also, a lot of the guests that you've seen up here or that are going to be coming up here, this is my little plug. What makes us our podcast, by the way, we're on YouTube, iHeartRadio, Pandora, Spotify, you name it, we're on it. Leo was actually on the show before Boost. Hey, Boost. Why don't I answer your calls? All right, my next guest, you guys, is the next guest up here is actually part of the reason why. No, sorry, I am skipping something. I apologize. They did a change on me and I almost forgot. We're going to have a little bit of a performance here by someone you guys may or may not know. You probably do know. Miss Saffron Vibe is going to come up here and have a little performance for us. She's going to sing us a song. If you're not aware of Miss Saffron Vibe, check her out on TikTok. She has some amazing, amazing content, some amazing music. She's going to come up here, and when she's done, we have a special guest come up and talk. So everybody give it up for Miss Saffron Vibe.
Hi guys, my name is Saffron. I just want to say thank you. All those stories really touched me very deeply. I can definitely relate, and it's literally why I do music, because music has saved my life so many times. I'm also in school for psychology, so when I'm finished, you know who to call. But yeah, music has healed me so much. It continues to heal me, and I want to do the same thing for others that music does for me. Ironically though, the song that I'm going to sing comes from my second personality. So it's a little dark, but I hope you guys enjoy it. It just came out on the 23rd.
Wait for the night.
If you guys have Shazam, this is when you pull out your phone and you put it really high up in the air, and then you Shazam this part right here. We're on Spotify, we're on Apple Music, we're on TikTok, we're on Instagram, Saffron Vibes. Thank you guys so much. Thank you.
All right, one more time for Saffron Vibes. Thank you so much. Check out the music. It's really good. I'll make my next guest coming up. She threw me for a loop because she just told me. Thanks a lot. Anyway, you guys may or may not know her. If you don't, you probably have heard her. Miss Outspoken Veteran is here. She's coming up, talk to you all a little bit.
And so I did it. I threw him for a little shotgun. Listen, I should. I do have a So what I do on TikTok is I just like to make people laugh. And at first they was like, "You gonna speak at the event?" And I'm like, "Nah, I don't do this stage stuff." So when God tells you to move, you gotta move. So when he was telling me, your testimony is going to be changing somebody's life in this room, I'm like, nah, God, I'm not going to get up there. Like, I don't want to make people sad. My page is about making people laugh, putting on inflatables, doing shout outs. But he was like, you need to get up there and you need to kind of tell your story. So I'm grateful for the VA. There's a lot of veterans, we kind of have our little thing with the VA where we're like, the VA is not good. But there are good parts in the VA, and when you need help and you can reach out to them, they're gonna find somewhere for you to go. In 2016 to 2018, I was highly addicted to opiates. For about 2 years, the whole 2 years that I was addicted, I was telling them I needed help. And they were like, well, you have not hit rock bottom yet. They were waiting for me to hit rock bottom before they were helping me. And this was before I knew about nonprofits like Soldier Solutions, Vet Life, For Life, The Great. This is before I learned about all these nonprofits. So I struggled for a whole 2 years in opiate addiction, waiting to get that help that I needed. And it got to the point where I almost wanted to end my life. So I drove myself to the VA in Orlando. I'm from here, I'm from Brevard. The VA wasn't helping me, so I drove to the next VA that I knew would. I admitted myself into the emergency room, and I spent 4 months in a PTSD program. Cool, hold on. I don't like crying either, so. I spent 4 months in a PTSD program. Getting my mind right, getting my life back together. I was diagnosed with bipolar depressive disorder, complex PTSD, anxiety disorder, opiate addiction, substance abuse. You break your body. No, I'm playing. I'm playing. They put me on more medications. So for a good 13 years, I was on a bunch of medications for all these different mental health issues. Got out of the program in April 2019 and relapsed on an opiate, on a Percocet. At least that's what I was told it was. Ended up pretty much ODing. It was a pill that was pressed with fentanyl and coke. It was not a Percocet. The PTSD Dom manager at Lake Nona VA immediately accepted me right back into the program. She put me on medication to help me get off of the opiates and stay sober for an entire year. Once I hit a year sober in April 2020, I asked God, I said, well, what's my next step? What's my next step that I need to do for you to heal me? And he straight up told me, he was like, now it's time for you to come off of those antipsychotics, those antidepressants, those anti-anxiety meds, those sleep meds. He said, that's inhibiting you from the purpose that I have set forth for your life. So I'm like, nah, after being on all that stuff for about 13 years, I was like, I don't want to come off of it. Like, this is all my mind knows. I went straight into the military after high school and immediately got put on antipsychotics after my military sexual trauma in Iraq. So I was like, I don't know anything else. I only know how to be medicated. So in April 2021, on TikTok, I decided to make the decision to come off of my antipsychotics, and I did it all on TikTok. I did my withdrawals, I showed the process of it, coming off of the Effexor, the mirtazapine, the Ambien, the trazodone, the Seroquel, everything that I was coming off of. I did it all on TikTok. The psychiatrist told me I should have went into a PTSD program to do it because she honestly did not think that I was gonna make it out of that. But see, my God is greater. My God moves mountains. My God has the last say at the end of the day. There is nothing that these doctors can say that my God cannot trump, literally. So she was like, you need to go back into the PTSD program to get off of this. It's not safe, it's not safe. I did it all here. And that's all because of the glory that goes to God. I would not be standing here this day. April 20th, I will hit 1 year off of all antipsychotics and antidepressants. August 10th, I will hit 3 years off of opiates. I hit 3 months yesterday off of cigarettes. And then I just hit 2 months off of medical marijuana. So, this is to show all y'all that no matter what the doctors tell y'all, God is greater. And I love y'all, and I'm outspoken veteran.
Yeah, if you guys don't watch it, she knows that all the time, but make sure, listen. But you gotta let the bird go too, though.
Oh, Jesus, take the wheel. Listen, God, you help me this one. This is cold.
You gotta get it done.
Like, you couldn't let me
All right, everybody, let's cheer her on. Let's go. Come on.
Jesus.
Loves you.
Yes, God. Oh, man. I'm glad my sister-in-law ain't at work right now. She was like, you said, God, look at Derry. She's doing the most as always. All right. I like to call this and chuck it in the epic bucket. I ain't gonna say the cuss word because it's around, but yeah.
All right, here we go. Go. All right, everybody, that was outspoken veterans. Give them a hand. And everyone that's coming up here sharing their stories a little bit about themselves in hopes that some part of their story you can associate yourself with, you can tie yourself to, you can empathize with. You know, we do have to remember there's a difference between sympathize and empathize. Empathizing means we understand because we've been through a similar situation. Sympathize means we can understand where the feeling came from. I believe we come up here to share our stories because we want to empathize. We want to share our true selves, not just the feelings, just our true selves. So, keeping that all in mind, the reason why we're all here, my next guest, the great Londini, a movement, not a man. And you guys go listen to the podcast if you want to know what that means. Ladies and gentlemen, Leo, founder and creator.
I want everybody to do first is do me a quick favor. We're gonna do what I used to do, or what we did at church. And everybody come to the center, real quick. Everybody. Come on. I'm gonna make love to this man.
You're gonna give a big old hug?
I'm gonna give my phone a go. So listen, what I want everybody to do, everybody here is here for one reason, right? Is to help veterans. But everyone here, I don't see anybody talking, so I want everybody to take the next 30 seconds to say hi to somebody who you don't know. Just say hi. Share TikToks. Say hi to somebody. Meet somebody new. All right, guys, come on. 30 seconds and 30 seconds. You men know what 30 seconds is, or what it is. Women know what 30 seconds is. You have no excuse. Hey, everybody, don't go back to your corners. I want everybody in the middle. Just give me a couple minutes. Everybody in the middle. Come on, move it this way. Move it to the... Hey, pay attention. What's this officer? Law and order. Move this way. Everybody this way. Come on. Everybody. That's the things I need everybody to be able to see. These just get away. Stand, sit, pray. Yes. Listen. Okay, guys, listen. I'm going to do a couple of things here. I'm going to guess that some of you are probably going to cry. Not me, because my life's not going to change. But what I want to do is say thank you. This whole event has nothing to do with me. But we have people like Stephanie, the Great Cooking crew, everyone who helps. I couldn't do this on my own. I can't do it now, so I appreciate every single one of them. Ralph, Stephanie, Skittles, all the Londini people, we appreciate it. So what I want to do is I want to bring up a couple people that helped me on the lives, that were with me on the lives almost every time I did a live. Lion, come up, say hi, please. Hello, fans.
I didn't think I was going to be a part of it because I'm such a small group, but I'm glad that I made it, and thank you for following me.
Did they follow you?
9:54, 24 hours ago?
No, they're following me. Saffron, come up here real quick. I'm going to go to Saffron. Guys, if you didn't hear what Saffron was doing, that was amazing. Amazing there. She's donated her time every time I go live, and she's been there, she's been supportive. It's amazing. If I was ever give her another round of applause, please. All right. Because I'm going to forget people. Sean, get it. Sean. Okay, now, that's more Sean, or I'll follow you. Sean! Now, listen. Other than Sean and the goal of the whole his video. Sean has been amazing on his live every day, all day, supporting. I got annoyed hearing my own goddamn voice and my own movement. You got a lot of people here, I appreciate it. And everybody, give Sean a round of applause. Sean! Now, I don't want to bring this next guy up because he's late for everything and mostly just asshole strangers. Who's with
I've been a police officer in Texas for about 8 years, and to me, you gotta always link up with other positive creators, because, like, to me, we need to change, period. And that's why teaming up with Ladini doing this, y'all, like, I'm out there on the streets every day, so dealing with people that have PTSD, your words are just powerful. So I couldn't do any of it without guidance or Gabby. Boost. Okay. Boost. Guys, this is my lady, but I want to do something. I love this woman more than words can express. So, babe, I love you so much. You have no idea. You become my wife.
Listen, real quick, guys, I want to bring up Stephanie, who made this whole damn thing happen. Please give a big round of applause for Stephanie. And also, come on, Ralph, give everybody. The people don't know that Ralph, who's one of my, he is my best friend, he handles all my finances. Without that, 10 years on grill with sugar. So we made something for Stephanie, all the way to the side. Again, guys, none of this happened to Stephanie. Probably all talked to Stephanie once or twice. So we made this little poster for her. I'll let her see. I'm not gonna ruin the surprise. We're gonna use it for waiting, or? So that's from all of us to say thank you for everything that you did. Alright, so next, real quick, I want to bring up my friend Mike. Mike, come on, buddy. Mike.
Which Mike?
He knows which one it is. Mike, me and Mike were talking, and he was telling me an amazing story, and I need you guys to hear this, please.
Guys, I just want to thank y'all so much for being out here. I had no idea I would meet so many people who struggled with mental health, like I do myself. I'm a former firefighter. I did 9 years total. I struggled with PTSD, bipolar, so many other different things. I take medication every day. I am 588 days sober from alcohol. I appreciate it. And then over the last few months, I have met an amazing woman. She has already been through a lot with me. She has been there to help me through situations, just to let me cry. On TikTok, she is Positive Rules Wifey. Babe, Maggie, please come on up here. You know how much I love you, and you know how much it means to me, and how much you've helped me over just the last few months. I mean, Saffron, pick somebody. I love you more than anything in the world. You're my everything, and will you marry me?
Thank you so much.
Who's next?
Who's next? Who else has a word?
Baby.
So Leo, you know I love you. Every time I see the Ladini sign, it just does things for me right now. When I see you online, I'm always in my own bed, and I'm thinking great thoughts. So without further ado, saving myself. Guys, listen, I say this every single live, and I mean it. Not to repeat other TikTokers, I am not anything. I'm just a person. I started an account, I'm an old fucking dude. Started in children. Without every single one of you that come to my live, you tap, you support, you give, you do all these things. Some of you too much, now I have to shave my beard tomorrow, if you know, if you want to allow you. I want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart, because this could not have happened with all of you. So please, everyone give yourselves a round of applause for being here. And now, showing you what about the people with hate options. And now listen, if you know what it's like to put yourself on stage and have people stare at you, I'm sure most of you have. Some of these people are coming up to auction themselves off for a date. The date will happen right across the hall. It's very embarrassing to put yourself out there like that. There's a lot of brave souls that are gonna do it. So reach into your pocket, don't be so damn cheap. I see a lot of you sporting Rolexes and shit, and Jordans. So dip into your pocket, you Frank, you single bastard, you. So again, guys, that's all I really wanted to say. I can tell you my story. It's not impressive. I was a veteran. I had PTSD. I suffer. My way of healing is to help others. That's what I do. And I can't do it without you guys. I appreciate it. So I'm going to let Josh come back up. I'm going to start the date. Aren't you? Okay, I'm going to let him finish everything. I want to say thank you guys. Thank you for coming.
All right, let's give it up for Leo, the great Landini, one more time. Full disclosure, I had no idea this was going to be the Marry Me get together. Had no idea. All right, our next speaker, the next person we have coming up is who every one of you here is supporting. Every one of you here that bought a ticket, that is getting merch, that's going to be a part of the auction. Every one of you here that has been here, you came here to support this man and his movement and what he's trying to do. So without further ado, Tackle22, get your ass up here, man.
Oh man, y'all, this has been incredible. I didn't really have high expectations. Let's be honest. You know, there's a lot of big creators who say they're going to do this and that for small creators or organizations, charitable organizations, and stuff like that. So, not to be skeptical, but you accept things at face value until things happen, right? So, the Londinis approached me and asked me if they could do a fundraiser for me in Cocoa Beach. And I said, absolutely, not knowing what I was getting myself into. And it far and away blew away everything that I had ever imagined it would be. So since we're all telling stories, I spent 8 years in the Marine Corps. I rescued pilots, Iraq and Afghanistan veteran, and in 2007, I set a date to take my life. I was just waiting for the day to come, waiting for my wife at the time to go to work, and that was a wrap, because I did not want her to be there or my children. I was not a very big fisherman, guys. I didn't grow up fishing. You know, it was never a big passion of mine, and my NCOIC Master Sergeant Tom Carambellis intervened before that day and said, Sergeant Anderson, would you like to go fishing this weekend? It just random. He didn't know me from a fly on the wall. I don't know if it was he noticed a change in me or me screwing up at work or coming in drunk or late or whatever. But he invited me to go fishing, and I was like, I don't know, Master Sergeant. He's like, well, you kind of misunderstood me. You're going fishing this weekend. So I went fishing. He took me out to the Broad River Bridge in Beaufort, South Carolina, and we got out and caught some big ass sharks. The biggest sharks I've ever seen in my life. And it wasn't so much the fishing, but the conversation that changed my life. He didn't ask me a bunch of questions. Obviously, he was a master sergeant getting ready to retire. I was a sergeant with maybe 5 years in. So he had obviously seen a lot of things, even though I had been in Iraq almost a year returned home and not really, recognizing myself anymore. But it gave me something to do. It got me out of my house. It gave me a passion. I was like, shit, I can do this. If this guy's been through all of this and he comes out here for a release, I can do this. So I started spending every dime that I had on fishing gear. And when I tell you fishing is not cheap, fishing is not cheap. Especially when you're stacking up for like saltwater gear and stuff like that, it gets really expensive, right? So I just started going fishing by myself, started going fishing with other Marines, and it really helped me mentally. And so I got out of the Marine Corps, KB retired, and I went off to Afghanistan as a civilian contractor, and KB and I lost touch. Obviously, being Marines, I never told him that he saved my life. I never told him that he influenced me the way that he influenced me. And he certainly never knew that I had a date where I was planning to leave this earth. I found out in September.
You got this, dude.
September 2016, Tom took his own life. And I wasn't there for him. So I felt a lot of guilt for that for a lot of years. And I still do. But my girlfriend and I, we moved to Columbus, Georgia, home of Fort Benning, home of Army Infantry, if you don't know. And I started going fishing. I didn't know the waters there. We had just bought a boat. So I started posting up in fishing groups for the local area, asking, hey, do any of you guys or gals who don't have a boat want to come out fishing with me? I need fishing buddies, and I need to learn these waters. So it was completely selfish at first, okay? I just really wanted to learn how to catch fish here. And 99% of who I was getting that took me up on the offer was veterans and active duty service members, mostly infantrymen that were here as instructors or whatever. And it just became a passion. And finally, Brandy said, well, why don't you do something with it? Why don't you turn it into something? Because I just started doing it without it having a name. It was never named Tackle22. We were just doing it because it was fun, doing it because it was needed. And the stories that we shared while we were out on the water, it was just incredible. And it took us a while. There was many times where we bought boat gas instead of groceries, or we bought rods and reels instead of paying our light bill. And social media was huge in us growing, us raising money, especially on TikTok. I believe Josh has probably known me the longest of anyone here. I got started promoting what we do, and it just started to grow slowly. And then you run into people who are positive. You run into people who will see your content and share it, or see your content and be like, hey man, how do I get involved? So it's spiraled out of control now. January 1st of this year, I launched our volunteer program. And in less than 90 days, I have 52 veterans in 18 states taking veterans fishing. They're all volunteers. Nobody's asking for money to do this. We do hope as an organization to be able to cover costs, but let me tell you, these men and women do this without a question. They don't ask for anything. All they want to do is get their brothers and sisters out on the water and have a great time with people who speak the same language. Because there's a difference between knowing and understanding. I have an amazing mental health doctor. She's about 65 years old. She's Pakistani, and she calls me on my shit every single time we have an appointment. Edward, why don't you use your CPAP? You know, this has a lot to do with your sleep problems. And I'm like, oh shit, you know, it's just not comfortable. You know, she knows what's going on with me because she read it in a book, right? She doesn't understand because she's never put on the boots, she's never strapped up the pack, she's never grabbed a weapon and gone to do anything. You know, she's never spent time in country, she's never watched her friends perish. And these are things that she will just never understand. And that's okay. That's okay. Not everyone will understand. So just by show of hands, if you can hear me, if you have not served our country in the military, if you are a civilian, including public safety, please raise your hand. If you are a civilian, please raise your hand. What do you think that makes up about 99% of the room? This is exactly what events like this are needed, right? So as veterans, as advocates, we make up 1% of the population. If you think that we can affect real change within the government, within the VA, within ourselves, without the other 99%, you're mistaken. 1% will never, ever affect change. Never. Not in the eyes of the government. Think about a petition-style system. You know, how many people are there in the U.S.? 200-300 million? What's 1%? That's 1 million people out of 100 million. That's not a lot of people advocating for something. So it's going to take 100% of the population, civilians, veterans, everybody, to inflict real change. And it's not just for veterans. There are statistics growing amongst other peer groups, amongst other employment groups, amongst social economic status. Suicide is a growing cause of death across all people in the United States. So as much as we are a veterans organization, we are advocates for suicide prevention. I will never ever turn someone away who is not a veteran, who tells me that they need help. And neither should anyone else in this room. Be an advocate. You don't know what you can do for someone's mental health with just a kind word. You know, send a text message, say, how are you doing? A smile when you hold the door open for someone might save their life. You know, I had a great conversation with someone yesterday at dinner. You know, they were talking about their PTSD and how sometimes they felt like they maybe needed to downplay it because they were not a veteran or not a combat veteran or anything like that. PTSD does not discriminate, y'all. It doesn't. It doesn't care if you're a civilian, black, white, purple, who you love, where you love. Never ever downplay your own mental health because it's not a competition and none of us are keeping score because at the end of the day, we go in the same dirt. So I encourage everyone to do your buddy checks. If there's a friend that you haven't spoken to in a long time, pick up the phone and send a text message. Hey, how are you? You know, how have you been? It might tell you terrible. Start the conversation. Because an idle mind is a dangerous mind when it comes to PTSD. If you're sitting at home in the four walls of your house, it's a prison. And you'll start circling the drain. I know because I did. So I just want to say thank you to every single one of you who showed up today to support our organization, to support Londini, to support everyone who's been here, to just support humanity and be a friend to your fellow human being. Thank you. If you'd like to find out more about Tackle22 Fishing, you can find us on every social media platform except for Twitter. I still ain't got that one figured out yet. Hey, listen, don't sleep on MySpace. Tom was the friend that we did not know we needed. As many friends as I've lost contact with over the years, Tom was always there. So we do have some great merch for sale. Every shirt, hat, sticker, everything that you buy, it helps us, guys. It helps us get our veterans out on mission. It helps us expand our volunteer program. And if for our veteran friends out here, guys, I need female veteran volunteers. That we don't have a single one in the organization, and I would love some help with that. So veterans, help me out. Even if you're not fishermen. So something that we've been talking about lately, and I haven't spoken about this publicly, is getting females involved with our fishing trips, even if they're not fishermen or fisherwomen. Because females experience trauma a lot different in the military than males do statistically. So if I were to line up 10 veterans up here, 5 male, 5 female, there's a really good chance that the 5 male veterans got their PTSD or behavioral problems from something related to combat. The 5 females probably got theirs from SA or SH related stuff. And let's be honest, that's something that I know nothing about. So as much as we are peer support and stuff like that, so I can put a male on my boat and go out and we can talk combat, we can talk war stories, we can talk all kinds of stuff. But we need that female perspective in the organization. So if you guys got any veterans or females who are advocates, they don't even have to be military or a veteran. You know, we really need that female support, because I do feel like our female veterans are getting left behind, and we don't want to do that. So, again, my name is Eddie. You can find me at Tackle22Fishing.com, click contact, and it'll send an email to me or my entire board of directors. Does anybody have any questions for me or about my organization while we're here?
No, but thank you for what you do.
Oh my God, is that John Collins? So, we do this, I thank you for saying thank you, but we do this in the memory of KB and in the memory of my girlfriend's cousin Tyler, who was active duty Army when he took his life. So, you know, I owe a debt that I can't repay. So it is completely selfish for me, which is why I do this. So it can't stop, it won't stop. And because of the support of people like you, it will never stop. So thank you guys. KB, I hope you're proud, buddy.
All right, one more time for Tackle22. Like I said, a lot of us are coming up here and sharing our stories of what brought us to do what we're doing, not only on social media, but the things that we've created in our nonprofits. And being, sorry, the music just started. And what we're doing, we're sharing those stories. And, you know, Tackle made a very good point that even though we are concentrating on our civil service members, our military, and our first responders, that is not to say that we are not advocates for human beings, for just human nature, for us. If you reach out and you need someone to talk to, we'll find you somebody. If we're not available, trust me, we got a buddy system going that we will find you somebody. You do not have to be a military veteran, you do not have to be a first responder to reach out to any one of us. We have supporters within our organizations that are more than willing to talk, more than willing to listen, more than willing to help get you on the path that's right for you. And I know that's a big ask. It's a huge ask. I need help. How many of you can honestly say, I need help?
Right here.
To yourself first. Before you talk to anybody else, how many of you can look yourselves in the mirror and tell yourself that you need help? It's the hardest conversation that we need to have. I always say we have 3 conversations, and I say this all the time in my lives. 3 conversations I believe truly that you need to have. The first one's with yourself. That first one's staring at the mirror, making a video of yourself, writing it in a journal. The way my life is going is not working. We don't like to admit to ourselves that we're not perfect, that our lives aren't going the way we want them to go. That's That's one of the hardest things to do, is to look at ourselves and say, I need help. The second conversation I truly believe you need to have is with the people that surround you, the people you love. Your wife, your husband, your kids, your family, your friends, and your coworkers.
Anybody in here?
Anybody in here, that's right, Jesse. There's a reason for that. There's a reason for letting people know where you're at. It allows them to know that it's not them. How often has somebody come to you, I need help, and the first thing you want to do is help? Start giving them solutions. Well, I know that's bad, but what this part of your life is great. Well, I know that's bad, but think about this. Oh, I know it didn't go your way this way, but at least you got that. When somebody's talking to you and asking for help, we're not ignorant to that. We understand there are good parts of our lives, but that's not what's breaking us. And I think being aware of that is something that people who are the receiving end of somebody that's asking for help needs to be aware of. A lot of times when we're asking for help, we're just asking for you to listen. Just listen. We don't need solutions. We understand the solutions aren't going to be right there. But when we're not able to let out what's inside, we feel alone with it. Even though we're not alone. This room right here, I am not alone in talking to anybody about what's going on with me at any point in time. But there's this stigma that needs to be broken. It's the mindset that needs to be broken. And people like Tackle, Dio, Frank, Boost, Diddy, Mike, Smokey, John, and many others in here, when they get on the stage and they get on their lives and they're sharing their stories, it's because they're tired of dealing with it alone. And want you to know you're not alone. We got to break the stigma. The last conversation, and I really do believe you need to have, you need to talk to a professional. TikTok creators, people that advocate for mental health, they're great. But there's a difference between peer support and actual help. And that's something that we need to be aware of. Everyone here is a peer supporter for you. And what that means is we are going to do anything and everything for you to put you on the path. But we are not mental health experts. But we're experts at sharing our stories, how we got through it, and the things we've learned through it. That's what we're experts at. Sharing our stories. You need to talk to a mental health expert. Follow a plan. Mental health is not easy. It's a diagnosis that unfortunately does not have a general treatment plan. It is specific to each individual. You got this. You got an army behind you. You might be throwing the punches, but in between rounds, you got this room behind you. Stand up, keep fighting. My last speaker before Leo does something, and then we go on a quick break before we do the date auction. You all know him, you all love him. He's somebody that I've been told is a really, really good flirt. Really good flirt. His smile will bring you to your knees. His laugh will fill you with joy. Ladies and gentlemen, Captain Jesse Strong.
Hi guys, so I'm Captain Jesse Strong, Dad. This is one of the greatest things I can say I've made, along with my whole entire family.
Everybody in here, you support us and we are.
We're very thankful. If you don't know us, Captain Jesse Strong, he is a service member himself. He's an honorary captain of the Coast Guard. Sworn in after being I'm, July will be 16 years active duty, still active in the Coast Guard. Thank you. I'm very proud of it, and so is my son. He's been my biggest supporter from the very beginning. My captain of the Coast Guard, when he was diagnosed with T-cell leukemia back on March 5th, 2020, worst day of my life. Sworn in as a captain, which he does outrank me. Yes, he tries to pull rank on me all the time. But he's a proud service member just like me, and we're here mainly to support our fellow brothers and sisters, Soldier, Tackle, so many of you guys out here. Thank you so much.
If you guys haven't spent time with anybody in here, you need to, because everybody in here, they're awesome.
Jesse's story is, yes, he does have T-cell leukemia. He's still actively fighting. He's scheduled to ring the bell in July of 2023, which is going to be an amazing day for us and the family. I can't wait for it. Even when we get back from this trip, he goes right into a spinal tap. It'll be his 19th spinal tap.
Yeah, this is my favorite point.
It is his favorite appointment. He gets put to sleep for that. If you ever, it is. But his story is absolutely amazing. Through this, he's been the strongest out of all of us. As a parent, why I say it's the worst day of my life, as a parent, you want to take that pain away from them. And he just looks at you and says, I have it because I'm the strongest one. That's why I'm here.
And the bad thing is that most of the research goes to adults, not kids with cancer.
4% is not enough.
4%, that's right. So that's our biggest mission statement on TikTok through our social media apps is awareness for kids like Jesse and so many other kids that are struggling with different diseases.
Gigi, we love you, G.
We got your back. As coined from Social Solutions, we got your six. That's our mission statement. We need the help, just like veterans and things of that nature. We have to change that 4% for these kids. They're our future. And 4% is not enough.
For parents, we need it to be 100.
And by all means, guys, if you ever have any questions, reach out. I'm an open book when it comes to his treatments, when it comes to the statistics. Let's talk. I'll be happy to talk to you about it. Our second mission statement is, of course, the veterans. We are veterans. Tackle22 has saved our family. Back in October,
He took us out on a fishing trip. A fishing trip to Alabama to go fishing, and I'm very thankful. He's like a good grandfather. He's really awesome.
What's up, Pop?
He inspired me to start a foundation. I gave up a Disney World trip.
through Make-A-Wish. He gave up his Make-A-Wish to Disney World.
I changed it because of pontoon boat. To go fishing, but mostly to start a foundation. To take kids like me with cancer and knowing what they go through to go fishing. So they will have one day of them thinking like they're a normal kid. No, without a port, without all that appointments, just no chemo, all that stuff. Just for them to think that they're a kid for once in their life. I want to expand it to veterans too, because Eddie, Tackle22 Fishing, he inspired me because he's a awesome dude, and without that fishing trip, it was awesome.
Tell them how big a fish you caught.
Yeah, how big a fish did you catch?
68 pounder.
So by the way, Jesse, while we were trying to measure out that 68 pounder, he got his personal best with an 82 pounder. So we had a 68 and an 82 pound catfish on board. And I tell you what, guys, being a veteran myself, suffering with some stuff in my personal life, that was the most amazing thing of netting his fish, helping him reel his fish in. His mission statement is 100% on point. And
You didn't
that's,
just catch bait, brother. Tell them how big the one was you caught.
I already caught a little 40 pounder, but that doesn't matter. But No, you inspired this. We got back from that trip, Jesse said, I want a pontoon boat, I want to start this foundation. We get the pontoon boat May 21st of this year. We're so excited. With that, we're hoping to get a couple families out this year. We've already talked to the Cancer Center, they're already helping us pick out a family. We are proceeding with the foundation. It probably won't be started up by the time this summer comes around, but we're still going to push ahead, just like Eddie did. We're kind of modeling after him, and he's my big brother. He's my best friend.
He's my hero.
He's
He's my hero.
You're my hero.
So as you see, it's a great friendship, and the support and love he's getting here today, it means a lot to this family because he is family, and we can't thank you enough, and thank you for letting us be here.
Is family.
He is, guys, if you ever are struggling, anything of that nature, just like everyone's been talking about, I've been there. My son saved my life along with my daughter. If it wasn't for them, we wouldn't be here, or I wouldn't be here. If it wasn't for Eddie, I don't know if my family would be here.
Thank God to the Coast Guard, because when I was first diagnosed, the Coast Guard that had to take off because they were like, you need to worry about your son and everything. So thank to them, thank God to them.
So thank you guys. As you see, we're here to talk as well, whether you're a veteran, whether you're suffering, things of that nature. I'll put you on live with Jesse, and he's an amazing little man. I'm so proud of him, proud of the family for the support. Jaden, I know you over there. My daughter, she's amazing. She actually spent a couple nights in the hospital with him, giving me a break. But this whole family suffers.
Don't forget, Allie, she actually is a cancer survivor. She rang the bell. She is awesome. She's an awesome girl. And
Way to go, Dolly.
So we are Jesse Strong. We have some merch over there. Come say hi, come talk to them. There's a pin if you want your shirt signed, anything of that nature. All this is going to help support the foundation, what we need in the family to keep his treatments going. That's what we're about. We love being a part of the Positive Vibe crew.
Positive
Vibe!
Yeah! Positive Vibe!
Guys, with Allie and Ryan and Diddy, what you guys do, boost. Going live with us, putting a smile on Jesse's face is absolutely amazing. Holy Beards, we've been live with you. I can't tell you how many times, and you have sacrificed hats for Jesse. We love you, brother. Keep the fight up. You're amazing. Don't forget that. Of course, Tackle22, I like to say we're part of Tackle22 because any day you call, we'll take those veterans out. Who else? Who else to say? Amy, the real Amy Smith.
thanks, Dad.
Thanks, you bad. Some folks that couldn't make a mistake, but it's you guys that have helped us along the way.
Everybody.
And
Even people who support us from our TikTok. We just are thankful. If it wasn't for the support from everybody, we probably wouldn't be here.
we definitely would. But Leo, we definitely have to give you a shout out. Leo popped in our live, and I tell you what, it was the most amazing thing. I was speechless. Jesse was speechless. They coined Jesse the Iron Londini. He is a big fan. He's a huge fan of Iron Man. That story comes from the report. He does have a port catheter in. And ever since day one of telling him about it, he said it's like Iron Man's arc reactor.
I'm a giant Star Wars and Marvel fan, so.
So he is the Iron Londini, and being a part of the Londinis, well, him especially, but even being on the background and being with Jesse and a part of this movement has been absolutely amazing. I'm so proud to say it. I'm a part of it. I'm proud of Positive Vibes. I'm part of Tackle22. I'm a part of all of you guys. Just a little bit to get to be a part of it, but we're so thankful.
Supporting veterans, even what Leo does, online bulliers. I know what it's like to be bullied, and it sucks. It's horrible. Just for if it wasn't for everybody here, this world would be a bad place. But everybody here are making it a better place.
Come talk to us. We love to hear your story, love to share our story. And thank you for letting us be here and speak. And look out, because here he comes.
He's the one who knows all this.
So thank you guys, we definitely appreciate it. Look forward to talking to you all.
All right, everybody, we're gonna be having a break here shortly, but before we do, Leo wants to come up real quick, give you guys a few last words about what's gonna be happening. And then we'll have a little bit of a break. Just let you guys know, the bar is going to be closing at 2 p.m. So if you want to go get a drink, the bar that they opened specifically for us.
That's an hour.
It's in the hour, yeah. The tiki bar outside will still be open and everything else. So, yeah, don't pay, bouncers don't let them leave.
First of all, everyone give Josh a round of applause, please. I do have to do that. Guys, listen. I forgot to do something when I was up earlier, so again, I need everybody to please come in. We're going to come in one more time. Something that I said I was going to do that I should have done. So come in as close as you guys can. I know COVID's an issue, but come in. COVID's a thing for Tara Grass. Listen, I want everybody to please, come on in. Come on, everybody that means you, even the pretty and the unattractive ones. That means you, Karen and Ralph. Listen, guys, if you can, either put your hand on somebody's shoulder or hold somebody's hand if you're comfortable with it. Two things I want to say that I can say is one is we lost an amazing man in Sabermax last year. Raise your hand if you do Sabermax. Anybody can do Sabermax? Sabermax is an amazing man, a great guy. And also, we're talking about the 22, but we're not really doing anything of any, well, we're talking about it, but I just want to take a moment of silence. I know everyone's Christian, I am. So if you can bow your heads for 10 seconds, please. All right, thank you. So again, guys, if you didn't know Sabermax, he was a great man, and we do lose a lot of veterans, so please keep them in your prayers. It's weird. We're about to take a break, and we're going to bring some people up. We're going to be watching. It's going to be embarrassing. There's nervous people. But I want everybody to understand something, that the reason why they're nervous is because they're putting themselves out there. And that's great, right? To put yourself up here to do this, to raise money for somebody, again, that's how you heal yourself. Think outside of yourself. Every single dollar is going to go to Tackle22 Fishing. I'm not going to keep talking because I can't follow Jesse. But go take a break, go get drunk so your wallets are loose, almost falling out, and come back. No, you're doing.
Just let you all know, the break, about 45 minutes, we'll be back and going. 45 minutes.
Hi, everybody. How are you? Hi. If you had your baby, if you're not watching on YouTube, go check out the YouTube.
shuttle Saturday. Yeah, we'll be back soon. We're getting a short break. So, y'all, I'm saying, be on the line. Be looking to live. Say hi to them. Visit Tackle22Fishing.com. If you'd like to donate, check out some of this stuff. Love you, baby. Everybody. Thanks, Josh. What's up, Boots?
What you guys doing over there?
I don't think I can remember that. I've already forgotten.
It's LT.
want the magic touch, because maybe you want me just as much. I got a girl. Hate to admit, but I got her love.
Just donated $200.
We already talked about this. Yeah, there we go. If you guys want, I'll show you.
Let's go. Got Virgo on the wall.